to our first session after the new government. I'm not sure how all of you are feeling yet in terms of what the expectations were, where we are. I think what is quite clear to most people is that we are still trying to figure out how this new government thinks.
I will take railway budget as there's a lot talking about PPP. Okay, that's where you are expecting private companies or private organization to make investment and have a return on investment, because that's very important. I think that's a very gray area.
Having dealt with his government for the last 7 years in Gujarat, we find that they have a method of working around everything. For example, when we put up the plant in Gujarat, the nodal officer was appointed by his government who used to liaise with us on a monthly basis about the progress of the plant, problems that we may be facing. So, in terms of management, I think in Gujarat it was excellent. But in this budget, I find a lot of hot air. In the sense, a lot of announcements have been made, but nothing specific, nothing concrete.
I think the purpose of this session, as I said earlier, is for Anil to actually take you above the budget a little bit.
We need to understand it's a fundamental paradigm shift before we get in anywhere into debating granular details, which some of you mentioned rightly. So the first and foremost is there's a 282 strong government. Okay, they have a majority. First time in 30 years. This is all known to you, but I just want to reiterate it. It brings a certain gravitas to governance which we haven't seen. So this, what Anuradha was saying, the channels of communication have dried up. Channels of communication are not dried up. The channels of intermediaries have been starved of information. To me, the big signal is on the role of the private sector, which is why this room should be celebrating. If you look at the rail budget and the union budget, they are clearing the decks for a major big kick for the private sector. And how are they doing this? They're doing it in two ways. That's why I walked you through the boring thing of single window clearance and everything. They are clearing business processes in this country. They're leveling the playing field, and then they're creating the circumstance, because they have no resources. He's talked to creating a national market. The farmers too, who are a holy cow in India, are now being slowly brought into the market economy. So by creating a national market, you're creating the symptoms for price signals to go through to the farmer and for them to benefit or not benefit from the circumstance.
So he's touched upon a whole lot of areas, but nothing concrete has come. I think that is what has left people feeling unsatiated. So you're talking, you'll bring in SEZ reforms, you look at MAT, you'll do all that, but there's nothing concrete that's come.
I think when information becomes common, what will make you competent will actually be competence, not just information asymmetry. And I think that's a huge change. That businesses will perform better because they perform better, not because they had information that their competitor didn't have. You as a journalist, everybody has the same information. It's about how you connect the dots for an image or a insight that will show you up as a better journalist, as opposed to somebody who just had unequal access. So I think somewhere it's going to create, I hope, just a more competence-oriented world.